Here's how you can create world-class emails with Claude Design. So I recently built this full document on Claude Design for e-commerce email marketing. And this is like a complete game changer. It's actually wild how much money and how much time this is going to save. And I posted this as a giveaway on LinkedIn and it went completely viral. So I'm going to do a video walking through this and breaking down some of the most important parts of this document so you can create emails with Claude Design, and you can do this in less than 14 minutes. This is like one of the biggest shifts that we've had in e-commerce email marketing, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So this is the email that Claude created for me. And this was one take. Like, there was no changes to this. This was one take, one prompt, and it gave me this email, which is absolutely crazy. And I can guarantee you that if you got someone from the Grooms team and you showed them this email, they would be happy with it and they would send it to their list. Okay. And this is what we're dealing with right now. We're on the shift of something absolutely huge. I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can do this for your brand, or if you're an agency, or if you're a designer. Okay. And because you're watching this video, I'm sure you already know what Claude Design is, but Claude launched this in April 2026, and it's their new design tool that generates HTML, slide decks, mockups, landing pages, and more importantly, full email designs. And this is way better than ChatGPT, Lovable, and Figma. Now, in the future, it might change, because this is something that happens a lot. It's like the battle of AI, where one product will be the best, another product will come in and completely overtake it. And because how AI learns, it's easy for something to become better than it in such a short time. So I do believe in the future there's going to be something that's better than Claude Design. However, right now, Claude Design is the best thing that I've ever used when it comes to designing e-commerce design emails with a single prompt. Like, this is absolutely crazy. I've played around with a lot of stuff in the past, but there's never been anything like this. And there's still some small issues with it, as in you have to figure out what's the best way to export this. It doesn't directly push into Klaviyo, and you still obviously have to get used to using this design tool. And if you're doing it at scale, it's going to cost you as well, because Claude is obviously done on AI and tokens and usage, and you can run up the usage pretty quickly here. So that's one thing to note as well. And also, just to let you know, like on the uploading at Retention for Brands at our agency, we actually do have a tool that we've built on top of Figma that pushes email designs directly from Figma straight into Klaviyo. And hopefully in the future, we're going to be able to do this directly from Claude to Klaviyo as well, which is going to be great. So I'm going to skip some of this stuff and I'm going to go through some of the more important stuff. And if you want to download this guide, you can do it from the first link in the description. So here's what to upload. I'm going to show you exactly what I uploaded as well. You can see this mockup that Claude Design created for me. So what you need to upload is 10 of your best past performing emails. Go to your Klaviyo account, go to your campaigns, filter by all time, take the first 10, and then add them into the Claude Design chat. You can also take 5 to 10 emails from brands that you love. This is mainly if you're not happy with your current designs and you want to lean into something different. I'd recommend doing this. However, you can actually skip this if you want. Then add in your logo files and making sure that you have like a transparent background or the background color that you want. Add in your brand colors, and you can provide more context here as well versus primary, secondary, and stuff like that. Add your fonts. Once again, provide more context here on headlines, on body copy, on CTAs, stuff like that. And also your brand voice as well. This is really important because your brand voice is like the most essential part of the copy, and it's really important to give it a very clear direction. For example, we have a lot of clients at our agency that we like to add a lot of humor. However, for some other clients, they would never want that. So it's really important that you have a very clear brand voice that you can give Claude. A hidden hack here as well, like don't waste your time uploading images. I was blown away by this, but if you just paste a URL, Claude is able to pull the images directly from that landing page URL and is able to add them to the email. So don't waste your time downloading stuff from Google Drive. Just literally send the product URL or your homepage and it will pull all the content from that page. So next, let's talk about how to brief Claude like a senior designer. So like I just mentioned about the URL, where it pulls a lot of its information is going to be from the product page. So you need to make sure that you have a great product page that has all of the details about your products, the reviews, the benefits, like absolutely everything. The frequently asked questions, you need to make sure that it has all the details here. If you have an okay or standard landing page, your email is going to reflect that and it's going to be the same. So make sure you have a great product page. If you don't, go and build one, or you can even test your homepage. I need to make sure you have a clear email structure. Now, this can be different for every brand. This is the one that I used here for this one and what we use for a lot of our clients at our agency. You have a pre-header, you have a headline, hero image, primary CTA, body section, secondary CTA, and then you have a footer with another CTA as well. Okay, so you can obviously decide what you want for your brand. This as an example, and this is what we use for a lot of our clients. I'd imagine yours is going to be quite similar. Next is the universal rules. And I would say the universal rules really come down to the ROI that you're going to see from the email. So you'll be able to get Claude to create you a really good email, but you want to be able to create a really good email, do it in less time and save time and money, and also be able to see a greater ROI versus what you're currently doing. So for example, make sure that every email has at least 3 CTAs. A heavy use of images and let the images do the selling. Less is more on copy. We don't want to have big paragraphs of copy here, making sure we're optimized for mobile first, and 1 offer per email. We don't want to be trying to push people to Instagram, to watch a video, to leave a review, and to buy their product, okay? So this is really important that you have universal rules, and there might be other stuff that you want to add in here for your brand as well. Once again, this really comes down to what you're looking to achieve, what you're really looking to get out of this for your brand. And if you struggle with any of this stuff, just open up another tab and ask Claude to help you, okay? It's really that simple. So here's the exact 6-step workflow that I recommend. Now, as you get good, to be able to remove some of this stuff. The first thing you want to do is actually brief it. So give Claude the campaign context, the goal of the campaign, what type of email it is, what's the offer. You can attach URLs and stuff like that as well. Then you want to use the master prompt template in section 7. Like I said, if you want to download this full playbook, this went crazy viral on LinkedIn and it's still going viral. You can click the first link in the description to download it. So this is the prompt. You'll be able to copy and paste this here, and you'll be able to fill this out with all the details for your brand and for the email. So you want to copy and paste this master prompt, and then that's going to generate version 1. Now, like I said, for this email, this was one version. Like this was the first version. I didn't generate anything again because it was so good. So step 3 is refine with Claude. So identify 1 to 3 specific issues. If this is around the CTA positioning, the image rendering, the copy tone, whatever it is. Now you can actually edit this inside of Claude. If you come here and you go edit, you'll be able to edit this and you'll be able to actually change this. If we wanted, to change something in here, let's just say free now. Okay, so you can just like change this around and you're able to edit this directly, and you can see some other stuff that you're able to edit in here as well. So I would try and do that first before prompting again, because if you prompt again, it's going to use up more usage and more tokens. So you want to try and avoid that, so you can like refine some stuff with Claude. Next, step 4 is to choose your path. So I'll go back down to this resource here. There's basically 3 paths that you can choose to go from Claude to Klaviyo. And look, this all depends on what you're currently doing right now and the best way that you prefer to do it. Path A is Claude to Figma to Klaviyo. I'd imagine this is what most people will do, because a lot of people use Figma now. It's probably the most popular design tool when it comes to email designs and landing pages. And then with this, you can either choose HTML or images. There's pros and cons to both. Personally, at our agency, we use like 99% images. Path B is Claude to Canva to Klaviyo. I would say like if like a general marketer, you would probably use more like Canva, or if you're managing like the social media and the email, like for a small brand or something like that, you probably use Canva. And there is a direct integration here where you can just push it directly to Canva, or you can just go Claude directly to Klaviyo. And this is through HTML, or you can actually screenshot it as well. For this example, for me to do this in 14 minutes, I just screenshot it. I zoomed in, I screenshotted, and I uploaded it to Klaviyo. I sent myself a test and it was absolutely perfect. So I gave those 3 examples because you choose what path is best for you. Then if you want to make a final polish, you can change stuff around then inside of Figma, inside of Canva, and wherever it is. Okay, you can even change the HTML. So you can make the final touches there and then ship to Klaviyo. Like I already mentioned, at our agency, we've actually built a tool that pushes directly from Figma to Klaviyo, which is a massive time saver. And we should be able to build this with Claude pretty soon. And if you do all of that, you'll be able to get this done in 14 minutes. And this is just for 1 email. However, as you create more, you already have the brand kit done. You already know what to expect, and you'll be able to do this much quicker. You could probably create a full email calendar for the month in a couple of hours. Now, this is going to cost you, and you have to understand copy, you have to understand design, and you have to be able to like give the right angles as well. So I'm not saying that this is going to replace your full in-house team or your agency yet, but we do have an offer at the end of this video, which I'll show you, because this is like something completely new that we're doing that's really going to change everything. And it's really leaning into AI so you can get more profitable for your e-commerce brand. And then we have the top 5 mistakes. I'm not going to go into each one of those. Basically, just make sure that you spend a lot of time giving a really good brief, because if you give poor input, you're going to get poor output. And when not to use Claude Design, like if you have a very simple email process already where you have like templated weekly campaigns, I don't recommend using Claude Design. It's going to cause more hassle than it's worth. The same as like if you have like a really premium luxury brand, or you're like very, very picky about your branding, I probably wouldn't use AI here as well, because sometimes it can change the images, it can change the products. So if you're like a perfectionist, I probably wouldn't use Claude, and it's probably actually going to frustrate you using it. Same as with GIFs as well. Okay, I've not personally used Claude Design for GIFs yet, and then you can see for first-time brand setup and for like A/B test variations as well. Okay, so Claude Design has its time and place, but you also need to know when to not use it. And this is the example broken down in sections. Now, one thing I would say is this email is quite long, and you definitely don't need to have it this long. This could almost be the email. You could just have this first section with the footer. Like that would be good enough. You could also, just have this and this. Okay, so I just created a really long email here with like the hero section going into the benefits, going into the social proof, and then the footer, just to really show you like exactly what Claude Design can do. And I was blown away. Like I was completely blown away by this. I remember when it first came out, I went to my laptop, I'd done some tests. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I was like, let's do this for a really well-known brand and let's put something together. And then I created this and I literally couldn't believe it. I was like ringing my co-founder, I was showing my team, I was like, this is going to change absolutely everything. And if you want our agency retention for brands to install our brand new AI system into your brand in 3 weeks, then click the second link in the description. We set up all your flows, and then we install our RFB AI system. We do all of this in 3 weeks, plus you get a bunch more stuff that you can see on screen as well. And when you click through that link, you'll be able to learn a lot more about this offer, and you'll actually be able to book in a full demo call so you can see exactly what this is and what this isn't, because there's a certain type of brand that we recommend go with this offer, and then there's a certain type of brand that we recommend, keep doing stuff in-house or an agency. So if you want to find what's right for your brand, click the second link in the description to learn more.